Hello, everyone. Welcome to JCL Tech. I think that the AI panic about achieving artificial general intelligence and artificial superintelligence is backwards. What if we've already built AGI and big tech has every reason to pretend we haven't? To do this, we'll need to reframe our understanding. So, buckle up. And by the way, take everything I say here with a grain of salt. We're just trying to think differently. Everyone is waiting for AGI like it's this magical threshold we haven't crossed yet. Sam Altman talks about it solving cancer, poverty, climate change, etc. Governments are pouring billions into AI development. But here's my question. What if the goalposts keep moving because admitting we're already there will kill the hype? Let's start with the basics. What even is intelligence? According to Johns Hopkins, intelligence is the ability to solve complex problems or make decisions with outcomes benefiting the actor. General intelligence? Till and Francis define it as a collection of mental abilities that allow someone to comprehend the world, reason, solve problems, and adjust behavior to their surroundings. In superintelligence, that's when AI exceeds the brightest humans in all fields. Now keep those definitions in mind. Think about what AI does today. It passes college level STEM exams, writes functional code in dozens of languages, and again I said functional, not exceptional, composes music, writes novels, analyzes legal documents, provides therapy level emotional support to millions. It understands 100 plus languages. It synthesizes information from essentially the entire internet. But AI experts say we haven't reached AGI. Why? Because AI struggles with fundamental reasoning tasks and produces fluent text but doesn't truly understand. So the argument goes, AI is just pattern matching. It can solve gold medal level math Olympiad problems but fails at simple arithmetic. It makes inconsistent errors. It hallucinates. Therefore, it's not truly intelligent. Just a sophisticated text predictor. My problem with this argument is humans do the exact same thing. Let's look at the arguments. AI doesn't truly understand, it just recognizes patterns. Okay, but how do humans learn? We memorize patterns, This type of problem uses this formula. We see examples, we practice. With enough examples, we build what we call intuition. But that intuition is pattern recognition. The difference isn't in kind, meaning how we learn, but in scale. In that the AI can learn way much more due to its computational power compared to us, and where the patterns come from. When a student solves a calculus problem, are they truly understanding or are they applying a pattern they learned? When you speak English, are you truly understanding grammar or are you pattern matching based on millions of examples that you've had? Most of us are applying patterns we learned and not deriving first principles. So if pattern recognition without true understanding disqualifies AI from intelligence, disqualifies most humans too. And who are we to say that that pattern recognition is not true understanding? But AI makes inconsistent errors. It can solve complex math but fails at simple arithmetic. And humans don't. A brilliant theoretical physicist might make basic calculation errors once in a while. And even if it's not once in a while, but the idea is that they're able to correct. Yeah? When you say they can solve gold medal math problems but fail at elementary arithmetic, that inconsistency is a clear limitation. But it's not a limitation unique to AI. It's how intelligence works when it's not perfect. And intelligence has never been about perfection. AI hallucinates and makes factual errors. So do humans. Constantly. We misremember facts. We confidently state things that are wrong. We make up memories that never happened. Our brains literally hallucinate our visual field and fill in blind spots we don't even know exist. The Mandela effect, mass hallucination. Eyewitness testimony is notoriously unreliable, and expert predictions are wrong way more than they're right. Okay, that way might be exaggerated, but you get what I mean. The difference is we're more forgiving of human error than AI error. We expect perfection from AI while accepting that humans are flawed. Well, AI can't generalize knowledge across domains. Really? I can ask GPT Claude about quantum physics, switch to asking it about contract law, my constitution. I ask it to write a poem in the style of Neruda. Then it debugs my Python code. I mean, that's generalizing across domains. We've defined intelligence as whatever humans can do that AI cannot yet. And every time AI crosses a threshold, we redefine intelligence to exclude what it just did. Can't play chess? It's not intelligent. Then it beats the world champion. Well, chess is computation, not real intelligence. Remember Kasparov? Can't understand natural language? It's not intelligent. It passes the Turing test. Well, it's just pattern matching and not real understanding. It can't write code. It's not intelligent. AI writes functional code. Well, it's not creative. It's just combining existing patterns. Its code will break every time. It can't reason. Not intelligent. AI solves complex reasoning problems. Well, it's inconsistent. So it doesn't really reason. These goalposts keep moving because admitting the AI we have is general intelligence will mean admitting we're already there. So what's really happening is that what tech companies call achieving AGI isn't about intelligence at all. It's about agency and automation. They give examples like real AGI won't just help you plan a trip. It will research destinations based on your preferences and budget, book flights, negotiate with hotels, arrange transportation, all without you lifting a finger. Or it won't just suggest what to cook. It will order the groceries, schedule delivery, send recipe instructions to your smartphone. Or it won't just draft emails. It will send them, follow up, and manage your entire inbox autonomously. You notice the pattern. It's not about being smarter. It's about doing more without asking permission. So these are AI agents connected via APIs. They can interact with booking systems, payment platforms, email servers, but there's no increase in intelligence here. It's just the same AI we have now, just with more permissions and integrations. It's not about thinking better, it's about acting independently. And that's useful, very valuable, but it's not a new level of intelligence. It's just better plumbing of the systems that we have now. So why can't they admit we've already achieved AGI? The embodiment aspect, they want AI in robot bodies doing physical tasks. The autonomy, they want it acting without human oversight, and profit. Admitting we're already there kills the hype cycle and the funding. So if they said we have AGI, we're just working on integration and automation, investors willing to be throwing billions at the next breakthrough. But if they say we're 5 to 10 years from AGI, the money keeps flowing. So look at what the problems that they say AGI will solve: the housing crisis, poverty, climate change, democracy, cancer. Most aren't intelligence problems, maybe like cancer, but still there aren't that much of intelligence problems. They are execution problems. We know how to solve the housing crisis. We could build more housing, regulate speculation. We know how to address poverty, wealth redistribution, social programs. We know how to mitigate climate change, renewable energy, carbon pricing. It's not that easy and straightforward, definitely, but it's doable and we have a starting point. And we do not need artificial intelligence to tell us how to solve these problems. Our intelligence is good enough to solve these problems because they are people problems. Yeah. So what's stopping us? Human emotion, greed, tribalism, short-term thinking, and political will. Think about the stuff that actually prevents us from solving problems, Supremacy thinking, believing God gave you a promised land, so you'll take it no matter what, and you don't care how many people die because sharing isn't part of that plan. And that's what you've been taught from a young age, so why change it? It's in you, it's you. Or this land belonged to us when we were a larger republic, and had our resources. But I know you're in an independent country now, but we want it back. Like, you see how childish that is? These emotional tribal impulses are why we can't execute solutions you already know. And now, tech giants are exploiting this. They use big terms like we're yet to achieve a GI and SI, knowing it will cause confusion, make people panic, and make governments pour money into them. Carrot and stick. It leads to explosive rises in AI stocks, makes them richer. An AI that's 10 times smarter will not fix these problems if the humans in power don't want them fixed. So the standard exceeds the best human in every domain definition of artificial superintelligence has a logical issue. Such an entity might be impossible even in principle. Why? Because human expertise involves trade-offs. The chess grandmaster spent 10,000 hours not learning molecular bio. The Nobel's physicists didn't spend decades mastering Mandarin poetry, unless they did. But they weren't a world-class pastry chef. Specialization requires sacrificing breadth. So a best at everything superintelligence will need infinite time or a fundamentally different architecture than any intelligence we know. But what if you're measuring this wrong? What if superintelligence should be defined by total utility across all domains, not peak performance in each one? It's not a superhuman in every narrow specialty, but it's better than any individual human's total capability across all domains. No human is competent in even 100 fields, let alone good at them. No human can switch between quantum physics and contract law, musical composition, art, without mental fatigue. The total capability exceeds any human, even if individual domains don't. But most human suffering is not caused by lack of frontier breakthroughs today. We don't need to solve extremely complex maths to fix the housing crisis. We don't need to discover new physics to fix world hunger. We don't need revolutionary art to improve mental health care. We need competent execution across multiple domains simultaneously, and that's what pretty good at everything AI provides. So functionally, for solving the actual problems that we face, we have something beyond human capability. We're just too caught up in the genius in every field definition to see it. And honestly, maybe that definition is a goalpost designed never to be reached, because if they admit we're already there, funding stops. So if AI is capable, why can't it just learn from Einstein or Coltrane and exceed them? Because the information isn't there. Think about the training data. We have Einstein's published papers, we have the explanations of his theories, but we don't have the actual cognitive process as he struggled towards these insights. The breakthrough moments, the intuitive leaps, the years of failed approaches, the feel of when something is promising, that's not documented. It just happened in his brain and it died without us capturing it. It's like trying to learn how to ride a bike from a physics textbook. Yeah. The information about balance and momentum is there, but the embodied knowledge of how to balance is not. You have to go, fall, get back on the bike, pedal, and move. When a mathematician works on an unsolved problem, like their work, most of it is dead ends and they don't publish. The AI gets the published proof, not the 1,000 failed approaches that taught this guy what won't work. And here's the paradox. To be superhuman at the frontier, you need to do things no human has done, which means there is no training data for it. Groundbreaking work is by definition unprecedented. So humans do this through physical intuition from living in the world. Decades of internalized failure, subconscious pattern matching we can't articulate. Those creative leaps you don't understand. It came to me in the shower. AI doesn't have the shower moments. When we can capture the process, however, AI meets or exceeds the expert. AlphaFold exceeded the expert crystallographers because the 3D structures could be captured. AI is good at coding because GitHub captures not just the final code but the iterative process, the commits, the pull requests, debugging conversations. AlphaGo is superhuman because all the expert moves are in game databases. How ethical it was to get all this information? Not ethical at all, but that's just me. However, we still have the AI. We won't unlearn, we won't tell it to unlearn, so we can just move. Anyway, the pattern is clear. We capture the actual process of expertise, not just the output. AI can match or beat us. So when people say AI can do novel research like top scientists, what they mean is that we haven't created training environments where AI can practice discovery the way humans do through years of trial and error. And that's not a limitation of the AI's intelligence, it's just a limitation of how we're training it. But even if we train AI on everything the super scientists did, even if we capture every failed experiment and intuitive leap, we're just using the knowledge of these humans. It can solve the problems faster, optimize better, find patterns with miss, but to create something genuinely new, a truly novel solution to anything, for example, cancer, that no human ever considered, that might require something that AI fundamentally lacks. And here's my most controversial take. We're already in symbiosis with superintelligence. Think about it. You use AI to research, write, code, plan. Your thoughts are shaped by its outputs. Not all of them, of course, but at this moment, most for some of us. Its knowledge becomes your knowledge. Where do you end and the AI begins? If someone uses AI for every major decision, what they learn, what they create, how they think, haven't they effectively augmented themselves to superhuman intelligence? And how do we actually come up with the new ideas? You work on a problem. Days pass, months, sometimes years. You're stuck, frustrated, going in circles. Then one day, maybe you're just taking a shower, maybe you're walking. You just wake up, and then the answer is just there. It came from nowhere. But it didn't come from nowhere. It came from subconscious processing, connecting existing knowledge, environmental stimulation. All that time your brain was working on it in the background. Some people, spiritual people, say we're connecting to something high. God, the universe, the source, whatever you want to call it. We call it intuition. And no one can explain how it actually works. AI doesn't have this. Not yet. Maybe not ever. It can't take a shower and have a breakthrough. It can't get that inexplicable feeling that this direction is right before it can prove why. It can't look at a problem and, just know. Maybe this is because it doesn't need to. If you work with AI, if you give it the intuitive leap you had in the shower and let it process it, expand it, find patterns you'd never see, you just created something neither of you could do alone. You had the insight, AI had the processing power, and together you exceeded any human working alone. So this is the real breakthrough that they won't talk about. Superintelligence isn't humans building AI smart enough to replace us. Superintelligence is humans and AI working together, combining intuition with processing, consciousness with computation. And we already have that. The symbiosis is the superintelligence. And maybe that's the only form of superintelligence that's even possible. Because without consciousness, without that connection to whatever generates genuinely new ideas, you're just recombining existing patterns, no matter how sophisticated you get, because AI won't have problems. Those with the problems are the humans. We are the ones who have problems. We're the ones who actually interact with this world on a daily basis. So we're the ones who know what we need, and we're the ones who will think of something that's new that we can help to do something better in this world. AI will just improve it. We don't know how consciousness works or whether it's necessary for creativity, but empirically, humans have this intuition thing that produces novel insights, and AI demonstrably doesn't. AI can never achieve standalone superintelligence because it lacks consciousness. Humans can never achieve it alone either because we have limited processing, memory, and knowledge. Superintelligence only exists in the collaboration. Which means when tech companies say we haven't achieved ASI yet, what they mean is we haven't built a standalone system that can replace humans entirely. And what if you never can? What if the breakthrough already happened and it's collaborative and not competitive? Because if that's true, if superintelligence only exists in the partnership, then they can't sell you the fantasy of AI doing everything without you. And that doesn't make for good investor presentations here, now does it? Any knowledgeable human in their field working with a Claude or a ChatGPT is operating at superhuman levels of capability. That's already a sci. And it's just not the sci-fi version where AI does everything alone. Maybe that version is impossible. Maybe consciousness, intuition, whatever makes us human is a necessary component, which means the singularity already happened. We're already living in it. We just won't admit it because it's not as dramatic as we expected. And if superintelligence is inherently symbiotic, then you can't monopolize it. Everyone with the internet has access to it. You can't charge infinite money for it, or by the way, DeepSeek. Exactly. You can't claim we need decades more research and the power stays distributed. And we're so focused on the danger of AGI that we are missing the danger of the unreasonable greedy human. AI doesn't want power, humans do. AI doesn't hold resources, humans do. AI doesn't start wars, humans do. Maybe the real reason we won't admit we've achieved AGI is because then we'd have to confront an uncomfortable truth. If we already have superintelligence and the world looks like this, maybe intelligence was never the limiting factor. Maybe we humans are. The whole thing stems from how we look at intelligence. We confuse intelligence with consciousness, confuse it with perfection. We're redefining it to justify continued investment rather than acknowledging what we've already achieved. Intelligence is not about being perfect, it's about learning and adapting. And the AI we have today does that across almost all knowledge domains you can give it, which is similar to how we learn. Big tech knows that most people think of intelligence as that genius perfectionist trope, the flawless superhuman. So they can point at AI hallucinating or making mistakes and say, see, it's not super intelligent yet. Give us more money, more time, and we'll make it perfect. But they know, and I think they've always known that perfection isn't what intelligence is. They'll never achieve it because that's not the goal. The goal is to keep the money flowing, to keep the hype alive, and maintain control over what might be the most powerful tool humanity has ever created. What do you think? Are we already living in the age of AGI and just don't realize it? Yeah, man. Let me know in the comments.